Welcome back to Scotty's Hobbies. Today we are replacing, or starting to replace, the coolant temp sensor and the coolant thermostat housing and thermostat assembly on a 2021 Chevy Colorado with a 3.6 liter engine in it. Now what the problem is the cooling system fan is getting stuck on. Not all the time. So when they turn the vehicle off, the fan does turn off. But while they're driving, the cooling fan stays on all the time. So right now it's winter time. They need heat. The heater is not working because it's staying cold all the time, which is kind of throwing me off. And that's why I think the thermostat is staying open for longer for some reason. But I think that's the issue here. And while I'm in there, I'm going to go ahead and replace the coolant temp sensor. But this coolant temp sensor is a pain in the butt. And I'm going to show you how I got this removed and tell you what I'm going to do next. So what I did is I pulled the codes. They called me up a few weeks ago and they were having this issue. So I pulled out my Innova 5610 code reader right there and I pulled the code. Initially it was a P0128, I believe it was. P0128. We'll go over that in just a second just to make sure. And in that case, that's the coolant temp below threshold or regulating threshold. And that made me think automatically that I'm going to replace the coolant temp sensor and the thermostat itself. So here's your old thermostat, here's your new thermostat. These are really easy to get out, honestly. I've been told that this job is a couple $1,000s at the dealerships too, so this might save you a ton of money. We're going to go over what it took for me to get this out and we'll go over everything. So here we go. Let's go pull the code real fast and get going. Before we go too far, please hit that like button, subscribe, check out the video library for a ton of automotive helpful DIY videos. If you are raw dogging the internet, make sure to go over to, expressvpn.com/Scotty's Hobbies and sign up for a VPN to get protected while browsing the interweb. There are people out there trying to get your information and sell everything on the dark web. ExpressVPN will help you prevent that issue. Like, subscribe, share. Here we go. Sorry about the dinging, but initially we had the P0128, engine coolant temperature below thermostat regulating temperature. And then by the time, the second or third time the code came on, it came up with a P0118, engine coolant temp sensor circuit high voltage. So with those two codes, the cooling fan was staying on while the vehicle was running, not while it was stopped, but only while it was running. I was editing and realized I forgot to tell you guys something. So when they were having this code initially, a couple weeks ago, when they came over with the original code, I noticed if I used a code reader to go ahead and clear the codes, the fan would operate normally, at least for a little bit. They would go a few days and the heater would work. And this is for my friend's wife. So we want to make sure she runs or is driving comfortably. So what I did is I loaned them this scan tool. This is my old Innova one. This is the 6030P, which you can't get anymore, but this is my loaner that I give out. So every time that this fan got stuck on, they did clear the code and it would run for a couple days and the heater would work and then clear it again, and now they're here back to me to get it fixed. So if you want to do a temporary fix so your heater works, you might want to try clearing the code and that might temporarily make the heater work. All right, back to it. So with those codes in mind, the coolant temp below threshold especially, sorry it's getting kind of dark, I decided I was going to change the thermostat and the coolant temp sensor. That's what I usually do when I get the P0128, and it's fixed the code every single time. But here's the hard thing. On this engine, on the 3.6 liter Chevy, this is a 2021. The coolant temp sensor, this one, is super hard to get to inside this valley right here. I'm not sure, but you can see the hole. Can you see the hole? Let me see. The hole is right there. That's where the coolant temp sensor goes. And that's below or in like a little valley of the actual cylinder head. This is right after I got the thermostat housing assembly out. You can see there's the coolant temp sensor on the back passenger side of the thermostat hole, that empty hole right there. You should put some rags there too so you don't let anything fall inside there. But there's the sensor. You could fit your hand in there. You could barely get a turn. I have tiny monkey hands, so you really need to make a socket and get to it from the top. I like the socket I make in this video and show you how to make it. You can see right down there. That's how you're going to try your best to get to it, but it's in a little valley and really hard to get to. So yesterday, I made this gizmo I got a 15 millimeter socket. It has to be a 12 point to make this work. I cut it right where the actual socket stopped and the 3/8 adapter started, and I welded it to a crow's foot. Well, this one here wasn't deep enough still. So today what I did was I cut another socket, did the same thing, cut it right where the socket stops, and I welded the bottom of the socket to a 14 millimeter. With that, the sensor fits perfectly inside it. After that, I got a little 3/8 extension right here, which is just like a 1-inch. Here's a 3-inch to show you like per se what it was, but it was just a 1-inch. Welded that on top of my custom socket, and with the top part where the 3/8 hole is for your socket wrench, I welded that. So this is the top side of the socket, you can see. So what I was able to do is, let me do this with one hand, or try to. Had to use two hands. I could do this, and that made it so I could get inside here and actually turn the sensor. Not very easily, but it was able to do it. Now, if you're going to make this, a couple of design flaws that happened with me is, if you look at this, this angle should be a perfect 90-degree angle. Mine is about a 100-degree angle, and maybe 105 degrees. Not good. You should make yours a perfect 90-degree angle, if not maybe a 80-degree angle, so that it's easier to get the socket inside there. Or sorry, the socket wrench to get onto the socket while it's in the hole. With this one, it's bent up a little bit, so it limited my turning radius. With this one, I'm able to use it maybe a quarter turn or eighth a turn each time, but it works, so you can make one of these. Now tomorrow, what I'm gonna do is make a V3 of this. I'm gonna get a socket like this, a 14. I'm gonna try to find either a deep 14 12 point, sorry, deep 15 12 point that I could cut, because the 15 is what goes on here. The 14 is big enough to fit around there. So it may be another 15, one or the other. But what I'm gonna do is get a swivel socket like this and weld an extension of a socket onto the bottom right here. And hopefully, if it all works, I'll be able to fit that inside there with a 1/4 inch extension and not have to do a quarter turn each time with this one. So if you're doing this, if you're doing a thermostat, which is fairly easy on this vehicle, and the coolant temp sensor, which is very hard on this vehicle, you're gonna need some type of tool like this to get this here coolant temp sensor out. Now you can see, where is it? Here is the old T-stat and the new T-stat. They come in a housing assembly like this. They're fairly easy to get done. If it was just this being replaced, this job would have been done a long time ago. But if you're doing this job, I just wanted to point out something to you that might help you out with the planning. If you had a 90-degree 15 millimeter crow's foot per se socket on a 12 point, this is going to be a lifesaver for you. And I'll make a video tomorrow, maybe the day after, with my V3 if I get it done and it actually works. Because if this works, it's going to be so much more convenient, and I will keep you guys posted. And if you need one, not the greatest welder, you could tell my welds are all right. The big thing is that it works. So if it works, I don't know. Let me know if you need one. I'll sell you one. I really don't plan on ever doing this job again. I do just work out of my garage, and honestly, when I started doing this thing was really, really tight trying to get it out. I'm like, uh-oh, did I really just bite off more than I could chew? But I got it done. It's going to be done tomorrow. This sensor is nowhere in stock west of the Mississippi. When I went down to get the coolant temp sensor from O'Reilly's, this is the one that they gave me, and I'll leave it in the packaging. Can you see that? It's a little bit different, as you can tell. This is the one that goes into the radiator, and this vehicle, this Colorado, GMC, no it's not, it's a Chevy Colorado, not a GMC, Chevy Colorado, has a threaded in coolant temp sensor, which is this one, and not this one. I don't know why nobody has the thread in one in stock anywhere, but it'll be here tomorrow. I'll try to do my V3 and let you guys know how it goes. Stay tuned. I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, please comment below. Let me know what you think about this tool, what you would change about it, if you even know where to get one. Did I waste all this time doing it? And if I had this tool, this job would have been done in probably less than 2 hours. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for checking out Scotty's Hobbies, and I will see you guys on the next, hopefully helpful video.